So I don't really have an intro style yet, so I'm just going to get into it. I've got some recordings of me drawing the new babies from the Last Ronin Lust Years / the title moving forward they're using is Re-Evolution. So you've got something to look at while I babble and talk about their designs and personality and maybe some story predictions on where I think they might go with the series. It's currently January and the first issue of Re-Evolution isn't coming out until February, I believe. I'm on a pre-order list, but I don't know if it'll get to Australia as quick as it's going to get to everyone else, so we'll hope and we'll wait and we'll see. Anyway, disclaimer, if you haven't read either of those things, I'll probably say something spoilerish at some point in this video. I can't help myself. And it's hard to talk about something that's this new without spoiling it. I'll start with Uno. Design-wise, Uno stands out the most at a quick glance because of the colours they chose. I'm not sure if the intention was for him to have albinism like Lita from the IDW run. Either way, Uno has a very light green complexion with a dark accent on his forehead, but not always. Uno's also been shown changing colour to black or a dark grey with a light accent in a few panels. It hasn't really been explained how or why yet, but I think it's cool, sort of like camouflage. It's also unclear how much control he has over this chameleon-like ability at the moment, so again we've got to wait for the new run of TMNT Re-Evolution before I can talk about that again and make it make sense, you know? Back to his design. I'm glad they went in a similar direction to Rise and gave them all very distinct looking features and based them off different kinds of turtles. I'm not sure exactly what kind of turtles they're meant to be. I found some that looked like Odin and Yi, but I think Uno's design turtle-wise was more of a creative choice on the team. Uno's shell is quite oversized compared to how the original 4 turtle shells looked. It scoops up behind the back of his head and comes over his shoulders. And it looks big on him. It's like he's still growing into it. I did a little sketch trying to figure out the mechanics of how he might tuck into his shell considering its size and shape. I don't think that in this series they're going to have them tuck in a cartoony way like they do in 2012 Rise and Batman vs the TMNT, where they go fully into their shells. I don't think that would suit the style, so I can't imagine them doing it at any point. Anyway, very cool shell shape, very unique, also very difficult to draw. There's a panel of Uno playing a video game where his head's partially tucked down, and it kind of reminds me of a really early panel that Sophie Campbell did of Leo in the first IDW collection. Picture here. It's just like his chin tucking in, like to avoid the swords, but I think it's cool. I think it's cute. I could talk about Sophie Campbell's art all day, but that's not what this video is for, so I'm going to have to restrain myself a little bit. Clothing and accessories wise, when it comes to Uno, it seems like less is more. Sporting a very simple and sleek set of like knee, elbow, wrist, ankle pads. No, not even pads, they're just slips. And a utility belt like everyone else. Even when they went topside, he was wearing a lot less than everyone else. He was wearing the most loose-fitting rags out of everyone. And in all of the alternative covers and promotional art that's been out so far, this has been consistent. Uno doesn't like clothes and is going with the original 4 style of, I'm an anthropomorphic cartoon animal, therefore I don't have to wear pants, and I dig that for him. Weird segue from that. The only thing I don't love about the new designs is an issue most iterations of the turtles have to work out at some point, and it's the crotch area. We know it doesn't make sense for the shells to fully enclose like that, biology just wouldn't allow it, but also when you're a cartoon character who's doesn't wear clothes and does high ninja kicks, you've got to remedy the potential for upskirting somehow, or don't, like this weird cover art. I like the Rise solution where it's shorts or shadows depending how you want to read it, and they also did it in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Power Rangers crossover comics. I've put some pictures up here. Again, it's sort of unclear if those are meant to be shorts or it's shadows. I'm leaning more towards shorts because of the way they were like shaded in a few panels, but I'm not sure. It's a little bit inconsistent over both issues. And we all know why they got rid of the tails when converting the Mirage comics into the 87 cartoon. So, moving on. Personality-wise, I see over and over and over again people assigning each of the new turtles to one of the original 4. And I don't think we read the same comic, guys. Like, I know there's like one piece of promotional art where they've picked up a weapon each, but and maybe they're setting Uno up to be a leader, but of the 4, he's nothing like Leo. He's not like any of the Leos. Uno is affectionate, a jerk. He's only similar quality I think he shares with any iteration of Leo is perfectionism and wanting to train all the time. And that's where the similarities end. Uno's training is because he wants to show that he's the best at something and stand out from his siblings. He's showing off and rubbing it in their face whenever he gets a chance. Uno is a total show-off. He's super rude and he bullies his siblings, and he's not very thoughtful or considerate. Basically, he's a total brat, and I think that was a really good move writing-wise. This has a lot of room for him to grow and change as a character, and I'm really enjoying the antics for now. Like, you know, I'll bully you because you're my sister and my brother, but if anyone else talks to you like that, they're gonna have hell to pay. That's how it is. The only Leo you might be able to compare him to is Rise Leo, but I feel like Rise Leo's showing off was more of a form of fake confidence to cover up being insecure, and Uno is just showing off because he's young and he really thinks he is that good. So anyway, there is one scene where he's been shown to be a little bit more respectful. There was a scene where they were doing a hostage training exercise, and Uno was too impatient and overconfident in his own abilities and put the others at risk and ruined the fake mission they were doing. This is a total RAF maneuver. He did show Casey Marie a lot of respect and attention and listened well in that scene though, where she was correcting and criticizing what he'd done. So he's not totally arrogant. He's just, you know, young and shows off and picks on his siblings, but I feel like that's what a lot of kids were like, so no big deal. Overall, I'm really enjoying the current dynamic Uno has with everyone, and I can't wait to see him grow as a character. For the art in this video, I tried to show a variety of ideas and poses, and I switched up my pen a few different times. So I have on that page, I've got 3 small sketches. So one of them's just an action jumping shot with like a micron pen. The little silly one with the donut, I used like a ballpoint Sharpie, and I think I used a ballpoint Sharpie on the baby picture too. I'm just checking. Anyway, he doesn't, no I didn't, I used my brush pen. He doesn't have enough fingers to flip the bird, but I like to think he'd try. Yeah, I just, you know, I thought I was trying to do more of a comic-y style. I've been practicing that a lot lately, so I used a bunch of different pens. And the piece I coloured where he's crossing his arms, that's Copic markers. Well, mostly, they're just alcohol markers, but most of them were Copic branded. It doesn't really matter. Thanks for watching, and if you liked that breakdown, I did videos for Yi, Odin, Moja, or Moha, I've got to look it up as well, and I'm probably going to do a April and Casey Marie video as well. I'd prefer to wait a bit longer so I can see more of what's going on with Casey Marie. She's getting like a new outfit in the next run, so I might leave that one a bit till later. Anyway, thank you. I've got all my links in the description and stuff. Goodbye.